2013. I hope you all had an awesome Christmas and stayed safe during your New Year's Eve celebrations. First of all, I want to start off by thanking all of you. For all you wonderful viewers and subscribers who have stayed faithful to the show over the past 14 months, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Perhaps you've shared the show with your friends and family. Perhaps you've subscribed. Perhaps you've picked up my book. Perhaps you've prayed with me and for me, especially when my mom was going through her illness. Whatever it is you have done to lift me up, I am so grateful. And I thank you for the greatest gift of all that you've given me, the gift of access into your home. I don't take that lightly. I know that your time is valuable, and I hope that I can always be a source of inspiration and knowledge to you. Now let's get started with today's show. Now, as we embark on all new recipes and menus for 2013, I wanted to take this first episode of the new year to help us get off to a healthy start. At the start of New Year 2012, I made a video called The Small Change Diet. And that video goes along with my first book, which is also called The Small Change Diet: How I Broke the Curse of Obesity by Making Small Changes. So I'm not going to go over the diet yet again in this video, but what I want to do is share with you 3 quick things that we can all do to kickstart our health for the new year. Now, I actually started doing these things about 3 months ago because I was feeling kind of sluggish, lack of energy, and kind of bloated. As you all know, Joy and I are self-employed in the bottle printing business during the week. We work at that job 6 days a week, and then I tape the show on Sundays, or sometimes I do it on special events like today. So I need all the energy that I can get. You know what? I think at the end of this video, I'm going to try to share a little clip with you about what we do in our daily job at the shop. I'm going to introduce you guys to the other side of my life. Now, for many of you, you know that I've not made any secret of the fact that I've battled my weight constantly all my life. Let me show you what I look like just 6 years ago. The first thing that we want to do is add more fiber to our diet, both soluble and insoluble. Now, what is fiber? Dietary fiber is the edible part of the plant cell walls that is resistant to digestion. Like I've mentioned before, fiber comes in 2 forms, soluble and insoluble. The soluble form you can get through most of the foods that we eat, like oats, oatmeal, barley, like legumes, beans, peas, and lentils, and through different fruits and vegetables, especially oranges, apples, and carrots. For the insoluble form of fiber, you can mostly get that from the bran layer of different types of cereals. Now, I've already shared with you the sources of food items that you can get the soluble fiber from. If you find that you're having difficulty getting the different fruits and legumes and vegetables and stuff in your diet, you can always use this as a supplement. This is the soluble kind, and I want to show you. I don't work for any of these companies. I'm using the Walmart brand for this one, and I just want to show you what we use. And we normally put this in our protein shake, okay? This is about a teaspoon, and I'm going to put it in this glass of water to show you what the soluble kind does. See? It'll form a gel, but you can pretty much put this in orange juice. You can put it in your protein shake. You can put it in your breads and stuff when you're making your bread. And I want to zoom the camera in a little bit so we can see that gel that's being formed right here. See, this is what this kind of fiber does. You see that little lump right there that's coming? See? It's forming right in there. So if you put that in your shake and you mix it up real fast, you can actually drink it and not have any of that gelatinous feeling while it's going down your throat. Now this kind, again I'm using Walmart brand Equate, is the insoluble kind, or it's also known as psyllium husk fiber. And this one pretty much does not break down at all. It comes out of you the same way it goes in. So let me show you what it'll do in this water. And I'm kind of running low on this one. I have to replace it. I'm putting that same teaspoon, and this is what it's going to do. And by the way, I'm using the unflavored kind because I like to put it in my protein shake, and I don't want other flavors to mess with the taste, like orange or lemon or whatever other flavors they have. On this one too, the soluble kind, I'm using the flavor free. And so you just pick the one that you like the best. So if you can see here already, see, this is not changing its disposition at all. So the same way that that goes into your body, that's the same way it's going to come out. So I want to give you a word of caution. If you're going to use this one, I would make sure I drink the required 8 ounce glasses of water a day, because you want to be able to flush this through. I promise you, if you drink this and you're not drinking adequate fluids, this is going to stay stuck in you and it's going to cause constipation, which it should be remedying, right? But you have to drink the water. See, I'm going to set this aside and show you again afterwards. And again, while I'm giving my cautions, I mentioned 3 different fruits earlier that you can use to get the source of soluble fiber. If you're diabetic, you're going to need to consult your physician before you take those fruits, because those are the more sugary type fruits, okay? So here, let's move along to the next item. Now, the second most important thing that I added to my diet was flaxseed oil and omega-3s. Moving along to the next important item that we're going to need in our diet. I have several forms of, well, I have one form of flaxseed oil here and several forms of omega-3. Now the flaxseed oil, I put this in my protein shake every day when I do the shake, because it goes in pretty easy, you don't taste it, and this is actually good for you. But studies have shown that this alone is not sufficient, which I suppose people who are vegetarian or vegan, they will do this one because it's plant-based rather than this one that's fish-based. But I do both. I put this in my shake in the morning when I'm having the shake. And I'll have the shake on the average of 3 to 4 times a week. The other times I will eat some form of high protein type breakfast like egg with spinach and stuff like that. So let me set this aside and go to these 3. Now there's Noni offers an omega-3 369, and I want you to see how small it is. See? It's really tiny. It's awesome. I love it. The only thing is I'm not a Noni member anymore because I couldn't upkeep the monthly amounts of money that you need to spend to be a member. So I don't have access to this anymore. So Joe went ahead and bought this one at Costco. And this is one of the good ones too. It has everything you need. The DE, what's that called? If I get it wrong, I'm going to tell you guys later. The DEA and I'll look at this bottle. It says it on this bottle. I don't want to get it wrong and mess it up. But anyways, look at this. We call these in Belize horse pills. I can't take these pills. They can't go down my throat. It's stuck. It goes crossway. It hurts my esophagus. And so basically I was stuck not taking any omega-3s because those were too huge. So then I went to the health food store and I asked the young man that works there, I said, what is the best form of omega-3 to take? And he goes, the liquid form. And wouldn't you know, he pulled out this bottle, cod liver oil. Don't you guys remember Mom giving this to us every year to clean us out as, you know, as a Belizean? So this is actually the best form of omega-3, cod liver oil, and this is lemony flavored. Now, I'll be honest with you. This doesn't really taste bad. The only thing is it's really oily. I'm going to pour some in a tablespoon and take some in a little while to show you. It's oily, so it feels like you're swallowing a tablespoon of cooking oil. I don't like the lemony flavored kind. I'm going to go back and see if they have an unflavored kind. And I realized I don't like anything with lemon flavor, to be quite honest. That's why I don't even like lemon pies. But I would like it plain and just down the hatch and be done with it. And I take a tablespoon of this every day, okay? The last, but certainly not the least important thing that I added was probiotics in pill form and in liquid. Here's our third item that we want to do. See how greasy my fingers are from the cod liver oil just now? Let me get it all cleaned up. Here's the last important item. I went to GNC and I bought this because I was having trouble with terrible bloating in my upper GI tract. So this is 10 billion of the bacteria that we need, and you take 1 pill a day. This has to be refrigerated after it's open, okay? Pill's not too bad on the size. And I was taking that and it was working. And this one too has the Infantis. And I'm going to look up that word, that bifidum, and all the words that you have to have in this. But the one with the Infantis helps with upper GI problems. And I know a lot of you are probably having trouble with bloating right now because you ate pretty badly throughout the Christmas season, right? Now here's I call this the big bente of the crowd. This is the liquid probiotic. A friend of mine, as she was in prayer about me, and I told her I was having trouble with my stomach and feeling bloated, she says, Barbara, you need the liquid probiotic. So I went to go find it, It is really awful to taste. I'm not gonna lie. It's awful. You take a tablespoon of this. When you pour it out, it looks like cottage cheese. You swallow it. I can't even describe what it tastes like, but I usually have a small amount of honey, the good honey that I taught you guys before for the heartburn, to chase it down afterwards so that it's gone. It doesn't leave any lasting aftertaste when it's done. You don't burp the taste of it or anything, but it is pretty gross to take, but it works awesome. I took this for 3 days and immediately that bloating went away and my stomach got trim, and basically I will sing the praises of this thing all day long. So now let's move on to the point where I'm actually going to take these things, okay? Work with me. Now I kind of wish Mary Poppins was here with that spoonful of sugar to make all these medicines go down, but I promised you I was going to take these medicines on camera, and I will. So here's the first one, the cod liver oil, 1 tablespoon so I can get my omega-3s in. It doesn't taste bad, but I'll get a lick of my honey. I don't like the lemon in it. If you like lemon, you'll probably like that one. Now here's this one. Pray for me, you guys. Oh, yeah, yeah. Even Joe trembles at taking this one, okay? But it's the consistency. It's not really the taste. See how it comes out? Let me see if I can get it to the camera. See how it is? Ugh. Anyways, let me get my honey ready. And that's all I do. I take those pretty early in the morning. I drink a ton of water. I drink at least 16 ounces of water. And then I start my day off with breakfast. Now, let me take you over to the table, and I'm going to take my blood pressure and my blood sugar so you guys can see that I'm healthy. So I don't want anybody to go around and tell people that the Belizean food makes you sick, because it really doesn't. Anything that you overdo in excess is going to make you ill. Oh, and also Joe says he wants to take us into the garage to show us his gym. We're just a wealth of information today, aren't we? Let's go over to the table. All right, so here we go. You only need a little bit of blood, but let me get more. Looks like I don't even have blood in me, huh? And all I gotta do is get enough to fit into that little thing, but let me get more. It barely pinched me, you guys. I have blood. Let me start this again. It went off. So it's ready. And I'm going to put that blood in the tip. And let's see my sugar. 95. Can you see that? Can you see that, Joe? Now your sugar is supposed to be anywhere from 80 to 120. Okay, so now I'm going to take my blood pressure, you guys. Can you see the numbers, Josh? 109 over 58, and 83 is the pulse. So that's a pretty decent blood pressure for an old lady like me, age 46. So quickly, this is what we have in our garage. I have that, I forgot what that thing's called, something. I have it in my book. I have it in my in my Small Change Diet book, and this is what I use. If you guys remember that actress Finola Hughes was the spokesperson for this. I absolutely love it because it uses your own body's weight to do your weight training. And let's see if I can pan with the camera. Sometimes the tripod is so hard. And I've got my recumbent bike, and I use that because I have hip problems from working at that warehouse lifting heavy boxes. This is for Jada, and you can actually sit and pedal this, or you can stand and pedal it, and it has the arms you can use. And if you can see over there the weight bench, that's for Joe and for Jory, and sometimes Josh. We're trying to get Josh into the workout mode. And that thing right there is the stuff that you're supposed to put above a door, and you pull those bungee cords and you work out your muscles. Well, Joe rigged it on the wall because we don't have a door in here that we can really put it on, and he works out on that. And so this is our little gym in the garage that we're making. It's cold when it's cold and it's hot when it's hot, but we're trying to set the temperature with heaters and air conditioning and so on. And let me show you what happened to that fiber. Remember I told you I was going to tell you, see how it is? this is how it's going to move through your intestines, and it's going to take out all the stuff that doesn't belong there, all the toxins, all the bad stuff. But you have to drink water to make this move, or it's just going to stay stuck there, okay? Now look at the other one. This is the soluble kind, see? Even that little glob that I showed you before, that got diluted. So you could totally put this in your orange juice, okay? So let's recap the 3 most important things that we're going to do. We're going to increase our fiber, soluble and the insoluble kind. We're going to add flaxseed oil and omega-3s, and we're going to add probiotics. 3 most important things. Anything else that you do after that is pretty much secondary. I mean, we all know that we're supposed to stay away from white sugar and white flour and white rice. You know, we all know that we're supposed to monitor our carbohydrates. I mean, these are things that we know, but it's things that we just don't do. So I'm here to say that if we do these 3 things that I've showed you today, everything else will fall into place. We're going to take it one step at a time. And like my book said, make small changes. I've realized that I can make drastic, huge changes, but they only last temporary. But when I make small changes, they're far more lasting. And yes, I have all those testers here, but the reason that I have them is because I want to keep my family healthy. Our parents before us, on my side of the family and Joe's side of the family, all have issues with sugar and blood pressure. And I am adamant that me and Joe and the children are not going to have these things go wrong with us. Yes, we're going to enjoy our recipes and we're going to enjoy our Belizean heritage and our Belizean foods. But with all things like you do in life, moderation is the key. When I make these foods in here to show you how these things come out, I don't sit there and eat a whole big serving of it. I eat a small serving. If I do Johnny cakes, like look today, see, we made Johnny cakes for breakfast. I cut this in half because this is huge, and I ate a half of it, and I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I didn't have any need to go back for the second half because I made sure that I drank water after it was all done. So we can do this together. We can still enjoy the wonderful recipes that we're going to be making for 2013, while at the same time not putting on any weight and not getting any of these horrible, horrible diseases. I know we can do it. So let's take a look now at a clip of what we do at the shop, and I'll see if I'll throw some more pictures in to show you my progress over the past 6 years. I love you for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. And until I see you again, take care. This is my station. I should be working, but I'm running the camera. This is Jada's station. She's actually working. She went big or went home for Christmas and her birthday, so she gotta work.